right, welcome to another edition of Traffic Jam Sessions. My name is Chris. I'm just a normal guy on my way to work dealing with traffic. I figure let's make the most of it. Let's answer a question. Today's question is the beach really worth the trip? Okay? And the answer to that is probably no, but let me explain why. Okay? I feel like most beach vacations, and it's July, lots of people are on summer vacation right now. I think most beach vacations are just a hair's breadth away from being disaster. And let me kind of explain what I'm saying here. There are a lot of things at the beach that can ruin your vacation. Okay. Number one, first and foremost, the sun. All right. Especially if you're traveling with kids, you have to have them sunscreened up every, you know, hour or two. The kids hate it. It ruins their day. But if somebody gets really sunburned in your family, that is a great way to just ruin your trip completely. You're out there the first day just winging it, and your trip is pretty much done. Another big issue with the beach for me is security. You know, you think you're going to be a super smart guy and put your wallet with all your credit cards, maybe your passport, whatever, in your shoe on the beach. And you think you're the smartest guy in the world and no one will ever know. That is the first place people will look. You might as well put up a neon sign that says "Rob me." Okay. Taking all your stuff to the beach like that is a terrible idea, and yet people do it constantly. People do it all the time. Okay, especially if you're at a resort too. That is just easy pickings for criminals, easy pickings for people that are just trying to make a quick buck. And also, a lot of the towns, a lot of the seaside towns, I mean, in America, plenty of them, but also in on Caribbean islands and in foreign countries, a lot of those places are pretty run down and pretty poor. Okay, places that rely on tourism, they only have so much to offer, and if that's been strained for decades, that's going to be a place that's struggling. Okay, a lot of those towns are not very safe, even in the U.S. A lot of the beachside towns are just not very safe. It's just not an environment where you can feel security. You know what I mean? And then there's things in the ocean that want you to die. You know, I'm not saying shark attacks. I mean, those do happen, but those are pretty rare. I'm talking more like jellyfish. I got a horrible jellyfish sting in Myrtle Beach in the 90s. It was awful. And that was just, in 1 foot of water in the ocean, right on the beach. Um, People get cut on rocks at the beach. There's a lot of ways that, you can get hurt at the beach if you're not careful. Not to mention, things with the water like riptide and, things like that, and people ignoring the flags and ignoring the lifeguards and all that. So there's just a lot of things at the beach. And listen, I've been to a bunch of beaches, you know. I've been to Monterey, California. I've been to Miami Beach. I've been in Jamaica. I've been Montego Bay, Ocho Rios. I've been to the Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos, plenty of other places too, that I'm not even remembering right now. I've been to a lot of beaches in my life. And I got to say, I'll go out there on the beach. I'll walk around for 20 minutes, you know, maybe get something to eat, and I'm done. And I'm done because it's just not worth it to me. You know, I'll get out there and take a picture or two. You see some of my pictures I just showed you, but spending a whole day or a whole week at the beach is just too much. I mean, how many times are you going to build that sandcastle that gets knocked down by the water or trampled by somebody's crappy kids? It just, I don't know. There's just a lot of reasons why, to me anyway, the beach is just not worth the trip, especially if you got a big family. You know, that's where the kids want to go, and it's fun for a little while, and then it's just a hassle for yourself and everyone else. It just, to me, it's not worth it. But you may not agree with me. You may have had a great beach vacation, and you know, good on you. I'm glad you did. But for every family that's having a great beach vacation, there are probably three that are having a terrible one. You know, so it's just not for me. I will say I think the beaches on the Atlantic, and at least in the U.S., the beaches on the Atlantic and the Pacific tend to be a lot nicer than the ones on the Gulf. And I'm sure people would disagree with me there too. A lot of that has to do with the quality of the beachside towns and things like that. I think they're nice, definitely nicer on the East Coast than say somewhere like Galveston, Texas. Okay, so it's got its ups and downs, but I don't know. You may not agree with me, and that's okay. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what other questions you want me to answer, issues you want me to talk about. Keep in mind, I'm not going to do political stuff. I'm not going to do any hot button issues. Just That's just not a good thing to do right now. But let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.